Even the stubborn opponents of cats will not remain indifferent when looking at these cute creatures. The tails move a heart, not only with their appearance, but also with their habits. This family isn't an exception. They love to play with cats and to watch their lives under a close camera lens. Meet the kittens in the white boots. Are named Lyolik and Bolik. They are full-fledged members and true family favorites. The decision to take care of the younger brothers came because of the desire to film the lives of pets. Lyolik and Bolik are only 2 months old, but perseverance can already be seen in their manners, and energy is spilling over the edge. Children from the very beginning surrounded them with attention and involved them in the game. Cats are known representatives of a predatory range of animals, including domestic ones. Although man can no longer imagine life without cats in the neighborhood, since their domestication, which is about 10,000 years ago, these animals have undergone minimal genetic changes. The cat is successful in 32% of its hunting cases. By comparison, tigers are only in 5. If necessary, the cat will provide itself with food under conditions of survival. Bolik is agile and trusting, and Lyolik, since birth, is timid. He is constantly alert. At first, the little coward was afraid to participate in family entertainment. He was sitting nearby and looking around. At first, we decided that Lyolik is a girl, judging by his appearance and habits. Determining the cat's gender is not easy with an inexperienced view. Only by observing the life of growing up babies did it become clear. These two are brothers. The breed also could not be immediately recognized, since children chose kittens by heart and not by external characteristics. At first, it was assumed that the cats were Siamese, then decided that the ragdoll. But the white boots on the cat's feet finally clarified everything. Snowshoe. It is the name of the breed of these kindest and smartest representatives of cats. Lyolik and Bolik are not the only favorites in the family. The oldest cat here is Simka. She has been a full member of the family for 4 years, lives in the house and outside, and often reminds hosts of self-sufficiency, bringing to the threshold surprises as a caught mouse, mole, or bird. Or maybe that's how she shows love. Those who are not familiar with the nature of cats often associate them with the image of moody, narcissistic creatures. By their manners, they do demonstrate independence. Cats are not dogs. They do not ask to play with them. For their imaginary proud nature, they are sometimes called selfish. But regularly bringing their prey to the masters can say about something else. It is assumed that this is how they express their commitment and desire for care. Of course, it is unpleasant to accept such gifts, but a cat cannot be scolded. It requires an appreciation of work, affectionate praise, and stroking. And only after that, you can unnoticeably dispose the catch in a place inaccessible to the cat. There is another explanation for this behavior. Animals show their superiority over humans. Like, I'm not getting food worse, or maybe I'm getting food even better. You see, I can feed you too. This is how they assert themselves in equality with people. But if the surprises of Simka, in the form of mice and moles, are treated with understanding, then its catch of birds is a disaster. Once, A predator caught a hummingbird right in front of children. The bird was miraculously got out of the groove. The family tried to bring the feathered friend to its senses, to drink it with nectar, but the hummingbird failed to survive in an unequal fight. Although Simka likes street life, she still returns home. And here is Margosha, her relative, a cat of the same age, briefly stayed in the house. The two little fluffies were the first to appear in the house, grew up friendly in each other's company. Games with children, cat attributes, quickly helped kittens develop agility and intelligence. The older Simka and Margosha became, the more distinct their hunting instincts were. Simka is a bright representative of the Bombay breed. They're known as mini panthers. When the tails were released into the yard, Simka immediately confirmed its belonging to the species. Her favorite places are trees and the edge of a fence. The cat easily moves over a narrow surface. From there, she observes the sides carefully and looks for a potential catch. Tail helps the cat to move through a narrow space and to spin sharply. It is a natural tool for maintaining balance. Adult Simka and Margosha became more asleep during the day. It is natural for cats to devote about 15 hours a day to sleeping. Kittens sleep even longer. That's the only way they produce growth hormone. And bedtime washing together has become a daily tradition. Animals lick off someone else's scent and leave their own, so as not to forget belonging to the same family. There are other reasons why they wash themselves: regulation of body temperature, stimulation of blood circulation, prevention of the formation of wool lumps. After stress, cats also take this action. For example, after an unsuccessful fall. By doing this, they calm themselves. Favorite places to explore for Simka and Margosha are outside, sitting in an ambush, jumping, attacking. The skills of hunters with age were honed in the home lawn. But curiosity has not disappeared either. Shooting cats, sliding a water mattress, trying to catch bubbles is such a pleasure. The breed of Margosha was never determined. Her behavior was different from Simka's wild habits. She was more obedient, more compliant. But it felt like the cat wasn't attached to the family. The street beckoned her more. Though Simka set an example of the earner, Margosha never brought hunting trophies to the house. However, this did not prevent her from leaving the home environment to discover new horizons. After Margosha's departure, the family was worried. Spending time with little kittens has become a significant part of everyone's life. Even the younger daughter's allergy to cats did not become an obstacle to the appearance of cute creatures in the house. This was found out when the tails began to develop. The family thought they'd have to return them. Fortunately, the reaction showed itself in a mild form, and the question was settled. Allergy is provoked by the protein contained in cat saliva and transferred to the hair during washing. The villi spreads throughout the house and can cause illness in a person. The amount of protein in cats varies depending on the breed, and the reaction is ambiguous. It is possible to reduce exposure by wiping the wool with a damp cloth or through bath treatments. Children like to play with the kittens, but Simka, growing up, was less willing to get involved in the game, and the life of an adult cat was not very interesting to film. Therefore, when two little fluffies appeared at home, there were no limits to the children's joy. Simka carefully studied new family members. Her curiosity was bordered by a demonstration of superiority. The cat understood that she was older here, and she needed to give everyone their place. But in the caring hands of Mother, Simka's heart melted. She allowed the babies to sit next to her, smell her, stamp on her, and even fall asleep next to her. Lyolik and Bolik are actively growing. Their main diet is dry food. Lyolik sometimes eats canned food. Simka, in addition to cat food, does not change the passion for natural meat. A cat's lack of love for sweet is not fiction. It is not absent because of its benefits, but because the receptors that are responsible for the sweet taste in cats do not work. But sour, bitter, and different types of protein flavors they distinguish well. Therefore, they can be selective in their food. From the first days, Snowshoe delight the family with their playfulness. The multicolored feathers became a whole adventure for their research. The game of tails is intentionally no different from the plausible one, when a cat hunts for a catch and then plays with it for a long time. This indicates the predator's desire to make sure that the catch has stopped showing signs of life. Brothers can work out the methods of attack well with each other. Lyolik and Bolik perfectly imitate fights without rules. But these fights are just mischiefs. No one thinks to offend anyone. But kittens are still afraid to touch the older cat. They want to play with her, but only Simka resists. They immediately give up. Especially Lyolik. He never dared. When guests come, the little coward runs to the second floor, hides under a bed, and does not leave until he is sure that there are no strangers in the house. Bolik, by contrast, is too gullible. He is friendly and allows everyone to pet him. There was no day for the kitty to pass by the parents' bedroom. Every morning he greets the hosts, jumping on the bed, letting himself be petted. The character of the kitten moves a heart, but his excessive trustworthiness would not have played into hand if he had been in danger. Of course, in the family, babies feel protected and willingly accept the care and love of caring hands. Like many other representatives of kittens, Lyolik and Bolik like stroking the chin, cheeks, and lip area. If you touch the base of the tail, they immediately run away. A higher degree of trust is expressed by the fluffs, turning the stomach. Experts claim that cats feel both the mood of the host and his state of health. They can approach a sick area of a person's body and lie down there for a while. Eyewitnesses confirm well-being really improves. Regular tactile contact with the animal has a beneficial effect on the work of internal organs, nervous, and cardiovascular systems. This is due to the oxytocin hormone that the cat produces. Those who have experienced severe stress are also more likely to recover in the company of puffers. And when a cat rubs your feet, do not be tempted. It is not always about the tide of tenderness. This is how they mark a person with glands, taking them for their own. As practice shows, children's immunity becomes stronger and their minds clearer if they grow up alongside cats. The company of smaller brothers helps them to become sensual and responsible. Falling asleep surrounded by favorites is happiness for the older daughter. For the night, all 3 cats go up to her bedroom and have a night's sleep. But restless kittens can't sit even a minute without games. Sparring before bed has become the norm, probably for a good night's sleep. Most representatives of kittens sleep happily in the bed of their hosts. Most likely, the human body is a natural heater for them, and the warmest place is on a pillow near the head. Sleeping together is beneficial for both, so the connection is only strengthened. Our characters like not only to sleep on soft furniture, but also to spoil it. Everyone here is passionate about tearing soft upholstery. But little Simka didn't have it. She also made it a toilet. Whatever the hosts used to bring out the smell after the puddles, nothing helped. The sofa had to be thrown away, and the new furniture had to be made up with a waterproof cover. The change in the situation did not come to the cat's taste, and she threw a trick. The tails are believed to use furniture to sharpen claws, but that's how they still designate territory. They spread smells through the glands between the fingers of the front paws. Unlike Simka, Lyolik and Bolik are growing up well-mannered. They go to the toilet in designated places and in despite the furniture chosen by claws. They do not play pranks anywhere else. Feline animals have become older, but they still study the environment timidly. And they enter the game with excitement. Their attacks on the pseudo-catch are increasingly determined. Bright toys are the main goal of pursuit, which can last endlessly. Both children and cats have such entertainment for the soul. The street is not less interesting for adventures. Lyolik and Bolik are impatiently waiting for the opportunity to step outside the usual walls. It's not always safe, because in the yard, it happens that strange cats walk around. Guests frighten adult Simka and the babies as well. They are interested in their cat relatives, but the peaceful nature of Snowshoe does not suspect what the meeting can turn out to be. During the walk, kittens seem to open up the macro space. They curiously but neatly explore the courtyard. Every corner, path, and grass is new and unknown. But even at this age, the cat's sense knows about the benefits of nutrients. Cats tend to eat young sprouts, especially when animals are deficient in beneficial substances. The juice of fresh herbs contains vitamins, phytonicides, bioflavonoids, and fatty acids. In addition, plant fiber improves the smooth musculature of the intestine. Usually, street sorties are short-term. Timid Lyolik indecisively learns in the outside world and runs home at the first rustling. Bolik is braver and more interesting. Give him the freedom, and he, like Simka, would live on the street for a long time. But a house is a house. The usual atmosphere is more favorable in the development of self-confidence. Here, teenagers are free to push boundaries and show what they're capable of. And children are happy to support them in this. Of course, with such a variety of toys. Sneaking up, jumping, balancing are natural acrobatic techniques of growing up kittens. The flexibility of feline is explained by the structure of the body. Multiple bones in the spine and tail allow them to turn both sides of the torso in different directions and turn it 180 degrees, even in a jump. The strength in the muscles is enough to jump to a height of 6 times the length of the body. and ability of always landing on their paws comes from the vestibular system of the inner ear. Through it, information about the position of the body is transmitted to the brain, and then the flexible spine reflexively groups the muscles so that the animal lands safely. The tails are nimble also because other important organs, whiskers, or rather, vibrissae with nerve endings, help them navigate the space. They're like radar, catching everything that's going on around them. Still, since the width of the whiskers is equal to the width of the body, the cat understands whether it will be able to crawl in a narrow space. The cat's hearing is impressive. The structure and mobility of the auricle make it possible to clearly determine the origin of the sound and catch it over a long distance. Animals also hear ultrasonic waves, thanks to which they can track the catch. For example, rodents. Cats' vision is equally unique, although they do not distinguish all colors and see better over long distances. The ability to catch moving objects is good both during the day and at night. The degree of illumination influences the pupils that change shape from circular to slit, depending on the conditions. And the eyes glow because of the reflective membrane behind the retina. And the pupils, like lanterns, illuminate the path in the darkness. All this makes cats perfect and graceful hunters. With age, the embedded wild habits of animals intensify, but with the right approach, showing attention and care, cats are able to meet their needs in the home. Everything turns into a tireless game. Handsome cats grew up, and so did inculcated love for the wasteland. Masha and Nastya constantly invent what to tease them with. Simple toys already can't do this. Another matter is something that moves fast. Bouncy balls lively jump off the floor. It is more difficult to catch them. And high-speed spinners enter the tails into a stupor at all. But the nature of the hunters shows a good reaction. If cats get tired of toys, they arrange a variety of tricks themselves. Once Lyolik found a packing bag and got it into a house. Bolik liked the idea. He wanted to join his brother, but he did not even move. He tried to get Lyolik out of there, but it didn't help. Then Bolik had to accept and pretend that he was sitting in his house nearby. The internet is full of memes about the incidents of tales with cardboard boxes. Our characters didn't stay away. First, they walked around the package. Then, they started hiding in it. And finally, they decided to chew it up. There are several reasons for this interest in boxes. The main reason is that cats feel safer inside a confined space. The angle of view narrows. On the other side, nothing threatens. And in such isolation, it is more calm for them to relax. Another reason is to keep warm. For cats, the comfortable air temperature is about 30 to 36 degrees Celsius. In homes, people have much lower temperatures. The cardboard serves as a thermal insulator if the animal wants to warm up. And the desire to chew the box is dictated by the predator's instinct. This is the way cats imagine how they deal with prey. But the real catch begins on the house lawn. Here, the cat's gut manifests itself full. Bolik confidently scours the territory in search of something alive and throws himself at the smallest movement in the grass. Having quenched the natural impulses, he goes to rest under the trees. Lyolik, as always, is alert, but already more determined to take on the role of a gainer. He catches the rustle, looks, sniffs, but he is calmer next to his brother. Together, you can both fool around, and it is not as scary to scout new places. The street does not stop attracting pets. Trees, bushes, flowers, one unexplored world. Objects of human use are completely different. This variety makes an adventure of their walks. There will definitely be something they haven't noticed before. But here are the uninvited guests. Lyolik and Bolik are confused about how to react to cheeky raccoons. Simka, in spite of her wild breed, calmly treats such surprises. After a busy day, Lyolik and Bolik withdraw in the bedroom of the older daughter. The quiet atmosphere promotes hygiene treatments and relaxation. But after careful cat washing, the owner of the room often has to vacuum, especially during the molting period. The wool then flies everywhere. Regularly shed the coat is a natural physiological process of the cat at different age periods and during the change of season. Cats who walk outside are more sensitive to this. Molting occurs in autumn and spring, when the length of the day and air temperature change. But it also happens in summer. Also, the loss of wool is a reaction to a lack of vitamins or stress. If the animal sheds heavily, and this is accompanied by redness, itching, or other skin lesions, it is a symptom of disease. No matter how cozy it is in the bedroom, there can't be a day without a dose of tenderness in the parent's hands. This therapy is useful for both parties. Most often, gentle touches stimulate cats to purr. Scientists have been learning this phenomenon until now, since it is more inherent in domesticated animals. In the wild, felines purr only when they take care of their offspring. But we can't say this about domestic cats. Studies say that with this sound, cats basically express calmness and satisfaction. And the vibrations that play out with the purring contribute to self-healing. They have a beneficial effect on stress relief, healing, and bone growth. The sounds are also useful for present people. The frequency of vibrations helps a person to relax. The risk of strokes and heart attacks is reduced. The cell regeneration process is started. A number of Western countries have invented a cat treatment system, Feline therapy. It is used in the treatment of cardiovascular, musculoskeletal system diseases, depression, and cases of brain disorders. The cats of this family do not have outstanding abilities and do not apply for the title of Cat of the Year, but they undoubtedly occupy a worthy place among the representatives of the cat family. The gracefulness, courage, dexterity, and independence of cats still fascinate men. And the first-class skill of killing rodents made them desirable family members many thousands of years ago. Cats harmoniously combine wildness and softness, love of freedom and affection, self-sufficiency, and love for nearest and dearest. They are a prime example of how to feel the needs of the body and put them first. They demonstrate how to enjoy life and maintain a lasting interest in all its manifestations. Cats do not beg for love, but decide when to get or give it. They are able to heal and delight people, only with presence. Domestic cats are truly amazing creatures of nature.